Let me be real with you. I'm still trying to make sense of everything that happened, but this is the truth. He had a good job, a sleek apartment we shared, and he was even hinting at a proposal once I got my finances in better shape. Marcus was predictable. Same routines, same restaurants, same conversations about buying a house and planning for retirement. He was charming, funny, and most of all, not because I was doing anything wrong, at least that's what I told myself, but because I knew Marcus would overreact. He had always been a little possessive, always questioning who I was with, glancing at my phone when he thought I wasn't looking. In that moment, I didn't think of Marcus at all. I started living this double life, and truthfully, I was enjoying it. When he tried to be romantic, I called him cheesy. When he planned something nice, I told him he was trying too hard. Meanwhile, I was pouring all my energy into Noah. It was fun, not practical. So I started telling both of them what they wanted to hear. I told Noah I was leaving Marcus soon. I told Marcus I wanted to fix things. I lied, and they both believed me. The thrill of sneaking around, the emotional intensity, the power of having two men vying for me, it was addictive. I'd been avoiding him, but with Noah. Then a mutual friend spotted me with Noah at a cafe. Everything unraveled. When Marcus confronted me, I downplayed everything. I made the affair sound like a brief mistake. Then, in the middle of the argument, I dropped the pregnancy news. One reckless night, the condom broke, and we didn't stop. Maybe God would do me a favor. I justified every dollar as an investment in our child. I made it all sound like a single moment of weakness. I painted Marcus as the heartless man who abandoned me, and people believed it until they didn't. Marcus had said he'd pay if the baby was his, so I took that as permission to spend wildly. Noah couldn't help, he was broke. The hospital bills were piling up. I tried to make Marcus feel guilty. I even got my mom and sister to pressure him. But he didn't budge. He stood his ground, and for the first time, he looked at me not with hurt but with clarity. And I can't help but scream inside. That should have been me. He told me to pack my things and leave. No yelling, no tears, just cold, emotionless instructions. Screenshots of my private messages about manipulating Marcus got leaked by a friend's boyfriend. Everyone saw the truth. My family turned on me. My job let me go because of the drama. Noah moved to Texas to escape it all, and I was left alone with a child I hadn't truly wanted. I cried, begged, tried every manipulation I could think of, watching Marcus thrive without my new job, therapy, travel, and now, engaged to a woman who is everything I pretended to be. I told him the baby was his. I told him I needed him. I swore it was a new beginning. Marcus wasn't perfect. He was emotionally distant. Noah was irresponsible. My friends betrayed me. My family judged me. But did I really deserve to lose everything for them? Panic took over. I started trying to fix the timeline, telling myself maybe, just maybe, it could be Marcus's baby. I needed it to be his. I couldn't risk losing everything. I only thought about how alive I felt, how I hadn't felt that desired in years. We used protection. So I convinced myself it wasn't completely reckless. I even told myself it was a one-time thing. I told him, maybe if you actually paid attention to me, I wouldn't need to talk to someone else. I twisted the truth until he didn't know which way was up. So I locked my phone, grew defensive, flipped things around on him. Something wasn't right. I bought pregnancy tests from 3 different pharmacies to avoid being recognized. At 6 a.m., sitting on the cold bathroom floor, I stared at the second line that confirmed everything. I was pregnant, claimed the test was wrong, took another. Same result. Told him DNA didn't matter, told him we could still raise this baby together, that love should conquer all. But he was done. He told me he wasn't responsible for fixing the consequences of my choices. I made him feel guilty for not trusting me while I was secretly falling into another man's arms. He actually listened when I talked, complimented me, made me feel seen. With Noah, I felt alive, again wanted, spontaneous, adored. With Marcus, I felt invisible. I used our lack of intimacy as proof that we weren't working, all while giving myself completely to someone else. Marcus would ask how he could fix things, and I gave him impossible standards: more dates, more excitement, more effort when deep down I knew I didn't want him to succeed. I was getting everything I wanted from Noah, I just didn't want to give up the stability Marcus provided. What began as harmless flirtation at group outings quickly turned into private coffee dates. I told myself it was innocent. I was just spending time with a friend, right? And while I appreciated his stability, I started feeling like I was dating my accountant, not my boyfriend. And to be honest, I wasn't in any rush. Marcus took care of most of our bills, while I worked a part-time admin job that barely covered my personal expenses. It was comfortable. Too comfortable. My name is Danielle. I'm 26, and just 6 months ago, I thought I had my life perfectly planned out. I'd been with Marcus for 4 years. He was stable, successful, dependable, exactly the kind of man most people say you should hold on to. In hindsight, I should have noticed how restless I was becoming. That's when Noah entered my life. I met him through a friend's boyfriend at a party, but I stopped mentioning him to Marcus. I deleted texts, avoided photos, kept things off social media. Soon, I was going on lunch dates and long walks with Noah, while Marcus sat at home planning our future. And then it happened. I crossed a line I couldn't uncross. One night, things got physical with Noah, but it wasn't. I couldn't stay away at home. I picked fights with Marcus. I criticized everything he did. I was gaslighting Marcus without even realizing it. I turned his concerns into paranoia. Eventually, the emotional affair turned into a full-blown physical one. I stopped trying to hide my distance. Noah started pressuring me to leave Marcus. But let's be real, Noah worked retail, barely paid his bills, and lived with 3 roommates. Then, one morning, everything changed. I was late, 3 days, then 4. I knew my body, and I knew in my gut it was Noah's. I hadn't been with Marcus in weeks, so I cut Noah off physically and tried to reconnect with Marcus, but it was too late. His anger turned to shock, then to something even. He didn't budge. I moved in with my best friend and began plotting my way back into his life. I still believed the baby could be his. Maybe I miscalculated, right? I went all in on the pregnancy and doula services, luxury vitamins, designer maternity wear. I played the victim in every circle. Poor me, pregnant and alone. I left out the months-long affair. Then the paternity test came back. Not Marcus's, not a match. A collapse denied it. I called Marcus crying. That's when the money fear set in. Everything fell apart. Now I'm living with my aunt, working minimum wage, drowning in medical debt, filing for bankruptcy. I scrolled through her social media, watching her support him, love him, be the woman I never cared to become. People say I need to take responsibility to grow, but I can't stop wondering, why am I the only one being punished? And yet, I'm the one left with the scars. I made mistakes, yes, because now I'm not just broken, I'm invisible to the man I once thought would never leave me.